Hi, this is Mrs. Heiseman, and today we're going to assemble our Happy Cubes into a completed shape. And as you can see, I have 3 blocks here because I'm going to start in 3 block sets. The first 2 blocks I'm going to work with are going to be the 2 and the 1. So in order to create an assembly file, the first thing you're going to do is go to the I menu. For I want a new assembly. I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to go to my place tool. Now, if you have one of these other options open over here for place, just select the arrow and pick place. Now, because I've named my cubes by what they are, I can go ahead and place cube 2. I just left click to place it. I'm going to zoom out, right click because I only want one of them, and then I hit place again and I go place cube 1. Open it by clicking left, right click OK to be done with it. So what I'm looking at are these, and so what I've done here is I just basically took cube 2 and made it sort of a goldy orange color, and cube 1 and made it a cream color so that I can tell the difference between them when I'm lining them up. So as you can see, what I'm looking at for cube 2 is I want it in this upright position with the top part up here at the top, and then I need to move this guy so that he fits, because notice he's upside down. Cube 1 is upside down at the moment. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on, first off I right click on cube 2 and I ground it to make sure that I don't have any problems later. I just right click and ground it. That way cube 2 is not moving, because that's where I want to start, is with cube 2. So I'm going to have cube 1, I need the open, so this part I need at the bottom and this part I need at the top. So I'm just going to click on it, right click, free rotate, and I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to say, okay, is that what I want? No, that's still backwards. So there we go. So what I want is, actually, I had it a second ago. Whoops. See, and you have to go kind of slow when you do this to make sure you get everything. So for cube 1, I want this flat piece here, which I have. So let's straighten it out a little bit here. There we go. So I have this flat straight piece, a solid, a hole, a solid that goes for 2, and then I should have a hole, 2 holes, 2 holes, and 1 hole on the side, because this is how it's going to fit together. And so now I'm done. So I just clicked on it, and now when I click and drag, it'll just move around. So now I have to picture glue, because we are going to do what's called a constraint. Here's my constraints window. And there are 2 that we're going to use, mates and flushes. Mates are glue. So I have to picture, where would I physically put a dab of glue if I wanted to hold these 2 pieces together permanently? So I'm going to put it in this little hole of the F, and I'm going to put it on this flat side of cube 1 so that they stick together like that. So I'm going to click on mate, and this one's mate and this one's flush. Notice if I leave my mouse over them, it will pop up a little icon that tells you what they are. So I'm going to zoom in. That's a mate. See how it's got a red arrow coming out. Then I'm going to turn my view here, hopefully there, because what I want is I want to mate it to this flat piece, and I'm going to hit apply, and then I'm going to go back to my home view. See, it's almost right, but it's like off a little bit, so we have to line it up. That's what flushes are for. So I'm going to click that side and this side to tilt it, so now it's almost there, but it needs to push back a little bit so they push into each other. So I hit apply, and now I'm going to flush this end and that face and hit apply. And now notice it needs to come up ever so slightly, so I'm going to click here and scooch it up. So there you go. So it was a mate and 3 flushes. Usually you can attach 2 square-ish objects with a mate and either 2 to 3 flushes. You don't need more than that, but you're only going to probably use 1 mate. So now I'm going to close that, and as you can see, they are perfectly locked in position. And so as you can see on the screen, this is what it looks like from this side. See? And if I go back to my home view, that would be like from the corner. And then if I turn it all the way to the front view, I would see this. And again, the reason I made them different colors is because it's easier to see once you get that together. So now I'm going to place my third piece, which is for cube 5. And so notice I have cube 5 is interesting because cube 5 has a lot of empty spaces on it. But that little L shape is going to fit in perfect right there, and it's going to make a bottom to my 2-1 link. So I'm going to go over here to place. I'm going to find cube 5, which I have. I'm going to open. I'm going to place it. I'm going to right click OK, and now I'm going to come over here to the browser, find cube 5, select it, go up to default, and I'm going to change what it looks like just so it's easier to see. So there we go, and notice it's sitting. How's it sitting in my thing? Yeah, it's sitting sideways. So I'm going to, first off, I'm going to move it down because I want it to go on the bottom. I'm going to use my pan tool to kind of move around a little, and then I'm going to right click and go to free rotate, and I'm going to turn my cube around. So what I need is I need the 2 L's to be on the front side facing the other direction here. So I need them going that way, and I need these 2 open spaces that look like that weird little trident end there going the other way. So then I have space for the L of block 2, so it'll fit like that. So now that I have it mostly where I can see it, I'm going to go back to my constraints window. I'm going to say, okay, I want to lock these into place. So the easiest way is to think about this open space here. I'm going to stick glue there, and I'm going to stick glue on the back side of my 1 block. So I'm going to select mate, I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to select the inside face there, and then I'm going to turn my block here. For some reason it doesn't let me drag as easily as I would like on my plane cube. I think I have a setting that's funky. So I'm going to turn my plane cube, there it is, so I can see this guy right here because that's where I want to stick him. I'm going to hit apply, and I'm going to go back over here to my home view and see how it's mostly right again, but it's all tilted and kind of cattywampus. So what I want is I want to flush it. I want these sides to line up and apply. I want these sides to line up, which they already were. But then I'm going to turn to the bottom, and I want this bottom to line up with that one. And notice it just slides perfectly into shape. So now when I close this, I have 1 mate, 3 flushes, and now I have 3 of my 6 pieces stuck together. And you just do that by placing, notice now I can see the inside of it here, which from your point of view would be like that. And again, home view, you just flip it over, and it looks more like that. So now that I have this done, I can just place one at a time my other blocks, use right-click free rotate to move them where I want them. Remember, mates are glue that stick your pieces together, so you have to physically picture where your glue bits need to be. And then the flushes are the lineups, so that you can line up your pieces. And when you're all done, it should all fit together just like your cube actually did.